Hey guys, welcome back to AFTV Next Gen. My name is Harvey, and Robbie is of course here again. I can't get used to this not being in the studio. It's weird, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
Free us. Oh.
Something that might help us out, help us get out of this quicker, is Mask FC. All right, and today's video is sponsored by maskfc.com. Brilliant there you go. That's how they'll come, nicely packaged, antiviral face masks. And you're gone, Robbie.
Now I was going to say to you, right, I was going to give you a story. So the guys from Mask FC, they sent me like a load of the samples, right? So I got like obviously the Arsenal one, got the red and white Arsenal one. That's in my car.
Yeah.
The other day I was out, so I had the sample bag, right? The other day I went to a shop, went to go and realised I forgot my mask. Went back to the car, couldn't find my red and white one. Then looked, I said, "Oh yeah, there's Mask FC. I've got the bag. I think in the back of my car."
Oh no!
In the back of my car.
Oh, you didn't wear? Did you wear one? I have to wear one of those.
The Chelsea one and the Man United one. That's all I could find. I just went back home. Hey, no way! I ain't wearing none of those. So I'm sorry, Mask FC. Respect you. Right, I love the Arsenal ones, but there's no way I'm wearing a United one, and no way I'm wearing a Chelsea one. I just said, home I go, and I didn't go to the shop in the end. So
okay, fair enough. But yeah, anyway, they are great though. They are good quality. They're washable, reusable, antiviral, nanofiltration technology. We spoke about that in one of the shows a few weeks ago. But yeah, use code AFTV for 10% off. The link is in the description. Head over there. As Robbie showed you, got your Man United, your Chelsea, or whatever. You can get any of those there as well. But yeah, it's been a while since we've done a next gen show.
Yes, coronavirus.
Exactly. But happy New Year, everyone. We're back.
Happy New Year, yeah.
And Robbie, I'm here to hit you with a stat as always. So this first stat is from after the Newcastle game. So since the 26th of November, which was Emil's first appearance of the season, he's been directly involved in 6 goals in all competitions. So that's 2 goals and 4 assists. And only Lacazette has been involved in more in that time. So, I mean, I think we've all been extremely impressed with him. And I love him. I think he's great. I've seen him for a few years. I had a picture with him, I think it was in 2018, after he made his Europa League debut. I was at the Boreham Wood and I was like, you're great, whatever. So I discovered him, just saying. But no, he's been great. What do you make of that stat then?
It's an amazing stat. And to Nick Mo's line from Saturday, we've also had 4 wins in a Smith Rowe. Yeah, I mean, which is good. No, he's a great player, and I've said this quite a while ago. Before he went on loan to Huddersfield, I said that I remember watching him play, like you said there, a few years ago, and thinking to myself, he's the hottest kid we've got out of all of them. Now, obviously, Saka's emerged as the hottest, and other like Reece Nelson's come through before him. Ainsley Maitland-Niles come through before him. All these guys. But I, at the time, thought that the guy that's going to come through first is him. And it didn't quite happen to him. And it didn't quite happen. And that was because of injuries.
Yeah.
Now, you know what? I'm a firm believer that sometimes things happen in life. And at the time, you're like, oh, man. But sometimes you can look on it afterwards and say it's actually happened for the greater good.
Yeah. And
maybe the fact that he got injured and then he had to go on a loan to Huddersfield, where he really, learned the physical side of games, up against men at a very, very high standard in the Championship, and done brilliantly at Huddersfield, by the way. And now he's come back and he's ready for the fight. He's up for the task. And those stats are unbelievable. The way he took his goal in the game was fantastic. Took it on the chest, drilled it into the corner. After he, as well, remember he nearly got sent off. So, which would have been a ridiculous sending off, by the way. But it was a fantastic performance by him yet again. And what just made me laugh on Saturday, right, is that the dynamic has changed. And you can see how that dynamic has changed by just observing that game.
Yeah.
Because the players that got rested were the youngsters.
Yeah.
Saka, him, Emil Smith-Rowe, Maitland-Niles, they're the ones being rested. And then, like, the senior players are the ones starting. Cedric, Willian, Pepe. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it just goes to show you that the young players are the guys at the moment that are, you know, really pushing this team on. You could throw Martin Elliott into that mix as well when he's fit.
Yeah.
So these young players are leading the way for Arsenal. And Emil Smith-Rowe might save Mikel Arteta a load of money in this January transfer window as well, because
he might.
We need to get a number 10. I don't want it just to be Smith-Rowe, because you saw on Saturday he could have been out for 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
That's a square one again, and that's why we need someone else who can play in that position. But fantastic again from the kid, man, brilliant.
Yeah, he's brilliant, and I find it quite funny as well how low he wears his socks as well. You know, you just know he's in there for a bit of a scrap, and he'll take it. Like he's
better not get injured again. You know what I mean?
You better be careful. Yeah. No, he's a brilliant player. All right, I'm going to move on to Crystal Palace now. Okay, and here's the next stat. So Arsenal are winless in their last 4 Premier League matches against Palace, drawn 3 and lost 1. And that's our longest winless run against them in the top flight. That's nuts. That's crazy. It's also quite scary as well.
What it shows you, Harvey, that they're a very difficult team to break down. They're very well organised team. So, you know, all right, we've lost 1 of them, but 3 draws in that time. They are a very, very tough nut to crack. They're going to be like Newcastle, but with better quality going forward. So if we give the ball away, you know, they've got players like Zaha. Benteke's at a bit of form now. They've got, you know, Eze.
He's been very good.
They've got players that can hurt us. So we're going to have to be really concentrated in that game. And it's going to be a very difficult team to break down. I've noticed with Palace that they're a sort of team, if you score against them quite early, then normally, you know what I mean, it's
all a part of it.
But if they they get to half time and it's like 0-0 or something, man, they're a very difficult team to beat. Very.
Well, what do you think going into that game then? Obviously, we got that win against Chelsea, and against Brighton, and against West Brom, and then against Newcastle. So we're on a bit of form, I guess you could say. So
confidence is high. You know what I mean? We're finding a way at the moment, and the performances have been good.
Yeah.
And I think again it falls with the young players again. Smith-Rowe has to start that game. Saka has to start that game for me again. Excuse me. And it falls with those youngsters. And, you know, I think Lacazette is a player that's really on form at the moment.
Yeah, very much so.
And it was good to see Aubameyang get a goal. Hopefully that will boost his confidence up. So I think at the moment the team's in a good place, confidence-wise. You know what I mean? And there's competition for places, which is good as well. So, you know, who do you play at centre-back? Do you keep David Luiz in, who I thought had a decent game? Do you Pablo Mari, who's since he's come in, he's been superb.
Yep.
Do you drop him and bring back Gabriel, who's been up until this point has been the best centre-back? And even Rob Holding, you know, he's just signed a new deal. He's confident. He's playing well. So it's a great problem to have. We know that Kieran Tierney is definitely
he's fantastic,
and Bellerin was good in the last couple of games. So the team's in a good place. And if you add to that the fact that hopefully Thomas Partey might come back into the mix, you know, and with the confidence, you know what I mean, the team's in a good place. So, you know, I'm hoping that we can see a very confident performance by Arsenal. At least now we're seeing an Arsenal team, and we know that especially at home now, there's an intent to attack. They've got a plan.
Yeah.
At the start of December, I'm like, what? I don't know what our style is. Are we attacking? Are we defending? We always just got 2 people in midfield. I think now with Smith-Rowe, he's made such a difference.
Yes.
All of a sudden now, Mikel Arteta can say to himself, "Nah, I'm gonna play 3 in midfield, and Smith-Rowe, you be that driving force and create problems." And it's been really good to watch. Really, really good to watch.
So, what would your score prediction then be for that game?
I'm going to go 2-0. 2-0. Yeah, I think confidence is high, but we've got to get an early goal, man. As I said, Crystal Palace are a very, very good side. Very good side. What you showed there's no fluke. No. It's not because it's because the Palace are a good side with good players. Zaha, I always wanted Zaha at Arsenal, and I used to get slated for it, and I used to tell people this guy's a brilliant player, and we got to shackle him.
Yeah,
we got to shackle him. You know what I mean? It's very.
Who do you side with about the whole Pepe thing, Cecil or James? Who do you side with? Because they've had a bit.
They had a good game.
Yeah. Well, what do you think?
I don't think he had a good. I think he had an average game. I think there was where I think he's slightly unlucky. Right, is that we could be talking. He put in a couple of balls. Right. On another day, we could have been talking a couple of assists. The one that he put into Willock. Yeah. Come on, man, Willock, you've got to bury that. Yeah. And it was a brilliant cross. Mm-hmm. But then where I'm siding with Cecil is that I want to see this guy boss games. He's got the ability he has what it is with Pepe. He has moments in a game, so I can't criticize him and say he was terrible. He wasn't.
No,
but he works off of moments. I want him to be like you see Tierney. He don't just have moments the whole game.
Yeah,
the whole game consistently good, and that's what I want to see from Pepe.
Okay, well let's hope he picks up. Leading on to my last stat, which is one I absolutely love. All right, Bukayo Saka has been involved in a goal in each of his last 3 Premier League games. That's 2 goals and an assist. And the last teenager to be involved in a goal in 4 straight Premier League games was Fabregas in April 2007. Obviously, also for Arsenal. And Saka could be the youngest since Wayne Rooney in March 2004 to be involved in 4 games. Goal in 4 games, which I think is brilliant. Because when you think Cesc Fabregas as a youngster, one of the best youngsters ever there was, really. And then Wayne Rooney, well, I guess that kind of wrote itself as well. So it's looking good, really. And
he excites me every time he gets on that pitch. The way he drives with the ball, his strength for a 19-year-old. You ever notice he doesn't get bounced and shrugged off the ball? He's such a good player. I mean, Arsenal again have saved themselves millions with this kid.
Yeah, thankfully.
How much is he worth right now as a 19-year-old? If he was playing for Bayern, or if he was playing for, Barcelona, we'd all be saying, "Oh, come on, can't we get a player like that? We've got a player like that. He's brilliant." They're the future. Him, Smith Rowe, your Maitland-Niles, they're the future of Arsenal right now. These young players, Martinelli, they're the future of Arsenal.
What about Maitland-Niles, though? He's kind of been left out of favour. I know that Arteta said, "Oh no, I want to keep him, whatever." But I mean, he could have played at right back instead of Cedric. He could have played in midfield in that game instead of Willock or El Neni, but he hasn't.
I think he was almost like, with the Cedric thing, it's almost like the manager saying, "Oh, you know what, I've got to give him a game because he hardly played." So I think, the problem with Ainsley is that he's going to suffer now from the same thing that, like, say, for instance, a James Milner suffers for Liverpool, in that he's so versatile. He can play anywhere, and across the back, across the middle, on the wings, that you become almost like a bit of a utility instead of never really having your set position. You know what I mean? So he suffers a bit because of that, Ainsley, but still a great young player that we have in our ranks. And those young players, Martinelli's the other one. It was such a shame that he got injured before kickoff.
Yeah,
these are the guys that we need to build a team around now, because they're hungry. They want to do their best for Arsenal. And I just enjoy watching them every time they come onto the pitch.
Okay, well, I think, as you say, we've got to work around some of these younger players. I think you said as well that you'd like to see another creative midfielder come in as backup as well, or just competition, I guess, as well. So obviously you do your transfer daily and all that. If Don Robbie did own Arsenal Football Club, which surprisingly you don't, Who would be your number one target this January?
Who? Well, as a...
And it doesn't have to be a creative midfielder. I just threw that out there, but it could
would
be
a creative midfielder would be my number one target.
Yeah.
But
Maybe, why don't you give me
a January? Who's available?
Yeah. So a realistic one, and then you could always do an unrealistic one. Which
I mean, listen, the realistic ones is you've got to be looking at it. Probably just a loan deal till the end of the season, or someone like Go or somebody like that. But permanent deal.
Yeah.
You've got to look at the best out there. That position's important for us. I mean, Buendia's been spoken about. Looks good. Is he that top midfielder?
We don't really know yet. I think that's
what I want in that position. That's what I want in that position. But they're expensive. They're very expensive, those type of players. I'd still say Hossein Aouar for me.
Okay.
I'd still love to see Hossein Aouar in there, and I think we need a goalkeeper. I'd like to see an experienced number two, somebody like a Ben Foster at Watford. I think
he's great. His YouTube's great. His YouTube channel's amazing as well.
YouTube channel's great, but I'm not talking about his YouTube channel. He's a decent goalkeeper. He's experienced, and he's very, very good. And somebody like that to come in as a number two. I was interested to see that Arteta was saying that they need a number two. So, when a few people have had a go at me and said, "Oh, Robbie, man, stop picking on Runarsson." I'm not picking on him, but it's clear that he's not ready yet.
No.
We need a number two, an experienced number two. That's why Leno had to play at the weekend.
That's true. That's true. And thankfully he did. He made some brilliant saves. Brilliant saves.
Fantastic.
Anyway, thank you very, very much, Robbie. Don't forget, maskfc.com. 10% off using code AFTV. You can get your Arsenal ones, you can get your Chelsea or your Man United ones like Robbie likes. So yeah, make sure you head to the link in the description and head over there. But that wraps up Next Gen for this week. I'm sure, hopefully, we'll get a decent result against Palace. The games are coming, thick and fast, but we'll have lots more stats to come with it. So yeah, thanks again, Robbie, for joining me.
Masks. These are the new normal. But what you want to do is get yourself an Arsenal-inspired mask. And also, these masks are comfortable. Best ones I've worn, and they actually do the job. If you want to get one, the link is in the description right now. Go to maskfc.com and get 10% off.